Good morning. My name is Nick Castro, and I'm Operations Section Chief on a National Incident Management team in the Southwest. I've been involved with Incident Command since 2004, I believe, which is when I took my initial training in ICS. I have used that process throughout those 20 plus years in fire response and fire management currently, and as well with the incident management teams. I do want to talk to you a little bit about how you can apply the incident command system to everyday life. And today I'm going to talk to you about the incident commander piece of that. Let me ask you something. You ever wake up and feel like your life is a never-ending chaotic event, a giant hurricane or earthquake of a life, and you just can't figure out how to get through it in an organized way, and you feel like you're just beating yourself up, going through the motions, and you just can't get anywhere? Some of you listening to this may be intimately involved in ICS and the applications of its usage, and some of you might be hearing about it for the first time. But I bet some point in your life you've seen instances of it being used. When you think about a house fire, when you think about police situations, they're all using some form of incident command system, whether they realize it or not. The wildfire community uses incident command to manage all those large and small incidents that you see or don't ever hear about. So we've used this for a long time. A lot of that information we stole from the military. So we kind of go back and forth on sharing information on how to do processes in an even better way. There's a lot of pieces to the incident command system. Today I want to talk to you about the incident commander. And so a lot of you have heard about those incident commanders. They're the ones that are ultimately in charge of things, right? So the way that I like to think about it now is, and I'm going to talk to you about this in its application for life, right? I'll refer to wildfire a little bit, but I'm going to talk to you about life. And so one of the things that I've struggled with is mental health, and recently I've done a lot of deep introspection, and I had to come to terms with the fact that throughout my life I haven't taken a lot of responsibility, nowhere near the amount of responsibility that I should have. I haven't taken true accountability. I think we get wrapped up in thinking that, yeah, I paid the bills, I've got a house, I've held down the job, the kids are going through school, but there's still a lot of ways where you can not be accountable for things in your life. And it's a really, really hard thing to admit that you make mistakes and that you're ultimately responsible. And so when I was going through this process, there was a lot of tools that I was finding, reading books, listening to podcasts, things like that, but I didn't know how to organize it. And so I started thinking about how I could utilize processes that I use at work, because I deal with a lot of very complex situations. And during those complex situations, when fire's coming towards a community, when there's chaos happening, when there's people coming out of the woodwork from houses that are evacuating, I'm incredibly calm, kind of like a bee in smoke, right? They use the little smoke thing to calm the bees down. That's kind of like me. You know, you get me close to that chaotic incident and I calm down. You know, I can speak clearly, I can think clearly. And the reason for that is because of these processes we have. You know, they drill these processes into us and we don't forget them. And so I just automatically enact these things, and it allows me to be calm during that process. And so when I was trying to figure out how can I organize these tools that I'm getting to make myself better mentally, which will help me in my job, which will help me in my relationships, which will help me in my finances, in life in general, right? If I can just learn to love myself and take care of myself and organize this stuff, man, that'll be so awesome. And so I started thinking about that. And what I started thinking is that ultimately, I'm the incident commander for my life. I'm the incident commander. I'm in charge of it, nobody else. You know, there's a lot of things that go on that are beyond my control, but that's just like an incident commander on a wildfire, right? You know, we don't ask for the conditions that we get on those incidents. We just get served basically a plate of shit, right? And we have to make sense of it. And we have that process. And so if I use that process in my life, if I take full accountability and realize that I'm responsible for all of that, my life changes. I make the decisions in my life. And if I run through and I look at all the different functions of ICS, I can start to organize my life a little bit better. But it really starts with realizing that you are the incident commander of your own life. You're the incident commander of your own business. You're the IC of your own vacation. But the cool part about it is that the ICS system can contract and expand depending on what kind of incident we have. And the other cool thing about it is you don't always have to be the incident commander. You're ultimately the incident commander of your life. But what about vacation? What about business? You can assign that incident commander role to somebody, right? Part of being an incident commander is learning when to delegate. And so it's okay to have somebody be the incident commander of your business. Maybe that might be your CEO. But think about how you can apply ICS to your everyday life. This is my first video that I have done on this subject, or on anything for that matter. I would really appreciate some feedback. Let me know if you think this might be helpful for you in your life. And to the fire folks out there, take it easy on me. I know this is a cakewalk for you all, but my ultimate goal is just to help people throughout the world, right? And if this tool that we have in wildfire can help people, why shouldn't we utilize it? So appreciate your time. Again, leave some comments for me. I'd like to know how this can work for you.